Chapter 5. Remember that time we snuck into the celestial archives and accidentally unleashed a swarm of enchanted scrolls? Alice giggled, her green eyes sparkling with mischief. How could I forget? Charles retorted, his auburn hair catching the light as he leaned back against a moss-covered boulder. We were chased through the entire palace by a horde of angry librarians. Karti, his hazel eyes twinkling, chuckled. And then we ended up hiding in the kitchens, covered in flour and icing sugar. Ah, good times, Alice sighed, a nostalgic smile curving her lips. Their friendship was a source of constant joy and support, a refuge from the pressures of palace life and the looming shadow of tyrants' machinations. They shared everything, dreams, fears, and a deep, unspoken love for one another. Both Alice and Charles harbored a secret affection for Karti, a forbidden love that simmered beneath the surface of their friendship. They had made a pact, a silent agreement to let Karti choose his own path, to follow his heart wherever it led. "He'll choose you, you know," Charles teased Alice one evening, as they watched Karti practicing his archery in the gardens. Alice scoffed, playfully shoving him. "As if. He's clearly smitten with you, with your dashing good looks and your charming wit." Charles laughed, his eyes twinkling. "Oh, I don't know about that. He seems to appreciate your fiery spirit and your musical talent." Their playful banter masked a deeper truth, a silent understanding that their love for Karti transcended any petty rivalry. They would support him, no matter his choice, because their friendship was more precious than any romantic entanglement. Elliot, meanwhile, had become a distant figure, his presence a fleeting shadow in their lives. His duties as Tyrant's chief in turn, his ambition burning brighter than ever consumed him. But he hadn't forgotten Alice. He watched her from afar, his amethyst eyes filled with a possessive hunger. He saw her blossoming into a powerful young woman, her magic growing stronger with each passing day. And he knew that she was the key to unlocking his ultimate goal, to reshape the heavens in his image. When he did appear, it was always with Desi by his side, his arm possessively draped around her waist, his lips whispering sweet nothings in her ear. He played the role of the devoted lover to perfection, showering her with affection and attention, but his eyes always strayed towards Alice, betraying his true intentions. Desi, blinded by love and desperate for his approval, clung to him like a lifeline. She basked in his attention, reveling in the power and prestige that came with being Elliot's chosen one. But deep down, a gnawing doubt persisted. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was merely a pawn in his game, a distraction from his true desires. "You seem distant lately," she'd say, her voice laced with a hint of insecurity. Elliot would pull her close, his touch both reassuring and possessive. "Nonsense, my love," he'd murmur, his voice a silken caress. "You are the only one who truly matters to me." But his words rang hollow, his eyes betraying a truth he couldn't conceal. Desi, her heart aching, would retreat further into herself, her laughter fading, her spirit dimming. Karti, sensing her pain, tried to offer comfort, but his own burdens weighed heavily on him. He had yet to confide in anyone about his brother's betrayal, the weight of his family's treachery a heavy burden to bear. He watched as Desi withdrew from their circle, her once vibrant spirit fading into a shadow of its former self. He longed to help her, to protect her from Elliot's manipulations, but he felt powerless to intervene. As the school year progressed, the trio's musical talents blossomed. They honed their skills, their individual styles merging into a harmonious whole. They even dared to venture beyond the palace walls, disguising themselves as mortals and performing in dimly lit clubs on Earth. "This is exhilarating," Charles exclaimed, his voice filled with adrenaline as they took the stage for the first time. Alice, her green hair shimmering under the dim lights, nodded in agreement. "It's like we're living a double life." Karti, his saxophone gleaming under the spotlight, smiled. A life filled with music and magic. Their music, a fusion of celestial harmonies and earthly rhythms, captivated audiences. Alice's violin soared, weaving tales of starlight and dreams. Charles's voice, powerful and emotive, resonated with raw passion, and Karti's saxophone, a soulful counterpoint, added a touch of mystery and intrigue. Their popularity soared. They were the talk of the underground music scene, their concerts legendary. But their fame came with a price. Elliot, ever vigilant, began to take notice. He sensed a threat in their growing influence, a challenge to the established order. He began to weave subtle whispers into the dreams of their audiences, sowing seeds of doubt, stirring up fear. The game of gods was intensifying, and the stakes were higher than ever.